to Dharmic Evolution. Hey everybody, I'm your host, James Kevin O'Connor, singer-songwriter, audio-video artist, master storyteller, and international talent agent. Hey, thanks for being here today to check out the show. I want to give you guys a heads up about our brand new Joka YouTube channel that now carries the Dharmic Evolution show in full-blown, glorious video. You know, get over there, subscribe to our channel, and check out the episodes that are up there. I think we've got like 5 or 6 up there already, and it's turning into a big hit. We're doing a full hour with WAV files, great photos of the artists videos on there. So we're getting some amazing response. And don't forget, it's still carried on the iTunes and SoundCloud network for the podcast and on our Dharmic Evolution website. And we're in 67 countries and counting. Well, today we're in Riverside, California with a man who digs music like the Band of Gypsies, the Black Crows, and the Black Keys. Fiery guitar with soulful, hard-hitting vocals. It's the music of the Chase Walker Band. You better strap up your seatbelts and let's go for a ride. Are you a singer, songwriter, artist, or author? Are you in need of a platform for your career? Well, the James O'Connor Agency is in the business of helping you broadcast your global career. If you are needing to expand your presence in a big way, such as having your music and your voice heard around the world, well, look no further. We have the platforms here to help you catapult your career like no one else can. Your artistry can be featured around the world on the James O'Connor Agency YouTube channel. Here at the James O'Connor Agency, we can expand your global career by being a featured guest on Dharmic Evolution for singer-songwriters and everyone in the entertainment industry. Or The James O'Connor Show, designed for authors, speakers, and thought leaders. Both shows are international radio, TV shows, and podcasts. Go to thejamesO'ConnorAgency.com and find out what we can do for your global career right now. Chase Walker, welcome to Dharmic Evolution, my friend. So, we got it going on here, man.
Yeah, man. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's good to see you again. So, give us a laydown of, since we last talked, what's happening with you and the band. You guys have been on the road, I understand. Can you give us the scoop on what's happening with you these days?
Yeah, so we've been on about a month or so long run for this tour. We started out in Austin, then we played up in Lubbock and Midland, and then we went up through Colorado, Wyoming, Montana, Oregon, Washington, and now we're down in California right now. So we've got a few miles behind us.
Yeah, you're making the rounds, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
What's been the highlight for you, playing these shows as far as the people, the participation, coming to see the shows? What stands out in your mind as, what's really making you have a good time with this?
Just like when we go to states that people are very enthusiastic about it, it's always a good feeling. But I'd say more so it's that, this band that I got going has got a sound that's really kicking, man. And I'm really excited about what our next album's going to sound like because I'm going to be recording with this band, hopefully.
Right. What's the lineup as far as, is it 3-piece or is it, 4-piece? What do you got going on now?
So what I'm touring with right now is a 4-piece band. 2 of the guys are from Nashville. The drummer's from St. Louis. It's just right now our music was heavily blues and rock influenced, and that was kind of like it. It was like we were very blues rock.
Right.
And so with this new group, it's a lot more influences from jazz and R&B and funk and that sort of thing. Because, we have an extra player, but as well, the players that we do have all different types of music that they like to listen to, Right.
So you got a kind of an eclectic mix going on there.
Yeah.
Makes it more interesting, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's done something cool with, I think, the sound of my song, at least. So I'm pretty excited for everyone to get to hear it. So
Great. So let's give people a slice of what Chase Walker's all about. This is Done Loving. Let's check this one out.
Something. The look on your face tells me I might be right. When was the last time you said you saw him? What you been doing in the middle of the night? 'Cause this suspicion's driving me crazy. Who else lately is calling you baby? When you wanna run around, every time the sun goes down, this time I'm really through. I'm not loving you. Don't try to play this game with me and what's his name. This back and forth ain't really working for me. 'Cause you done had your fun, don't try to play dumb. You watch me cry, now you can watch me leave. 'Cause this suspicion's driving me crazy. Who else lately is calling you baby? When you wanna run around, every time the sun goes down, this time I'm really through. I'm not loving you. Done loving you. You know I've been thinking lately, I don't need you no more, baby, baby, baby. This suspicion's driving me crazy. Who else lately is calling you baby? When you wanna run around, every time the sun goes down, this time I'm really through. I'm not loving you. Baby, I'm done.
All right, Done Loving, man. Check that one out. So, give us a story on writing that song, Chase. What was it all about? What's going on with that song?
So that song was kind of one of those songs that became more relevant to my situation after I'd written it, because I wrote it when I had a friend who had been getting cheated on or whatever.
Right.
And I've written it like not completely following that one particular story, but inspired from that idea. And just a few months later, it ends up happening to me, and it's like, oh, interesting. And that's kind of the same theme that happens with a lot of my songs. Is it end up becoming more relevant after I write them. But with this one, I was pretty excited about it. We had written it after most of the album had been recorded already.
Right.
And so we wanted to take it to a buddy of mine to produce it, who is one of my mentors and longtime friends. Is Gino Mateo, who lives in Riverside, California.
Is it Gino, did you say?
Yes, Gino Mateo.
Okay.
And we took it down to a studio that he works with in Riverside and got it recorded. And and so rest is history. And the keyboard player you actually mentioned during the last song, the keyboard player is actually the keyboard player from Deep Purple.
Really?
We got to, yeah.
Nice,
so,
nice.
Yeah.
Very distinct sound that
definitely.
B3 was jumping into my face. I love the sound of that thing, man. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Hey, tell us how you got connected to where you are as an artist, as a guitar player first. Like, what was the trail that led you to where you are now? Like, who were you listening to guitar wise growing up, like that helped you formulate your sound and had the appeal for you?
Yeah. Well, growing up, I started out really digging on guys like Stevie Ray Vaughan, like the classic rock guys like Slash, Jimmy Page, Angus Young, as well as all the old blues guys, B.B. King and Albert King, you know. Uh, but I think somewhere along the line, when I started trying to formulate my own sound as far as like with guitar, is I kind of stopped looking at guitar as sort of this a separate instrument from like everything else. You know, like a lot of people look at it as like, okay, you got the horns, the flutes, the drums, the bass, keyboards, and all that is in this one section.
Right.
And then you got guitar, which is like its own separate entity. But in actuality, it's not. You can do the same thing on the saxophone as you can do with the guitar. It's all notes.
Yeah.
So I stopped looking so heavily at other major guitar players for influence, and I started just listening to as much different kinds of music as I can, you know, to get as many different influences from that music as possible, because every different type of music and every different song is going to impact people in a different way, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, especially as a songwriter, as I try to figure out, no matter what genre it is, it could be, you know, noise music, which is actually a thing where it's just kind of noise without any sort of rhythm, but somehow that has some sort of connection with people. And if you figure out what that connection is with people, then you can use that connection in the music that you want to create.
Wow, that's really interesting. Yeah.
In essence, I started acting more like a songwriter with my guitar playing. Instead of analyzing guitar solos or learning guitar solos or learning guitar riffs, I started analyzing what about, you know, these melodies and these solos, you know, impact me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I remember reading an article about Carlos Santana. This is years and years ago, and he did the same thing. He actually said his style was patterned after Dionne Warwick's singing. He used to listen to her singing, and she's, you know, she's very melodic and unusual singer, and he just like adopted, I guess, her phrasing, I guess, or, you know, use that as an anchor to start his whole thing, you know. And look where it took him. I mean, nothing goes in a straight line. So it's an interesting concept to view that way. So that's really, really cool. Hey, let's give Red House a shot. Here we go. Check this one out. Red House.
yonder, back over across that hill. Sister will.
Red House, yeah. Chase, take us into the studio on that one, Red House. Tell us about recording that. Where did you record it, and who was the who was in on that with production and the band and everything?
Yeah, so we recorded that down at Pot of Gold Studios in Santa Ana, which is actually Real Big Fish's recording studio, or it was. I think they moved it. But yeah, that was recorded all with my own band. We started out with the whole acoustic blues theme just because we didn't know really how to like start the song out, yet.
Right.
So I decided, well, we had already come up with this whole cool version of Red House, and it might be even cooler if we did like just another, like old Delta, a tribute to the old Delta blues guys,
Yeah.
Because as much as, the blues and stuff from the 60s is all great, if you go back and listen to guys like Robert Johnson, especially if you listen to the sound corrected versions of them, you can find it on YouTube.
Yeah,
it's absolutely insane.
Yeah,
level of artistry that they had. So I kind of wanted to do kind of a nod to that on here, as well as a nod to Jimi Hendrix and doing our own version of his song. So
yeah, nice. Yeah, I love the. I love the tones and everything you guys got and the energy. So tell us about your rig. What are you playing on that one?
So on that one, I believe we tracked with a Marshall 800 head.
Right.
And that was most of the lead for the majority of the song. It was a Republic metal resonator for that resonator part. And just drive pedal. I typically, when I'm in the studio, I use the same rig that I use when I'm on tour, unless I have a specific sound that I can't get with my rig.
Right.
And when I'm on tour, the most I'm ever using is 3 to 4 effects pedals.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's stuff that's like drive, reverb, a wah pedal, and maybe another effects pedal.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
Because I've played with large pedal boards before, and they always muck up the sound for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless you have all boutique pedals, which are expensive.
Yeah.
And then it's more stuff that you get stolen in a venue.
Yeah.
It just messes up the sound, and I end up not really even using them anyways. And if I do use them, it's just distracting me from putting on a show. So.
Yeah. Simple is better. I mean, less complications. Things go wrong. What battery died? What cable crapped out? It's like myriad of things could go wrong. But yeah, I dig what you're saying. Like being being like a traditionalist and going for, the pure sound of the amp and the guitar. With just a few ancillary pieces in there. It's like more. You feel more connected. I bet. To your sound.
Yeah.
Giving credit to Dave Osborne, his guitar teacher. What a dude. Not too many guitarists give credit to their teacher. And don't forget Mom listening to Stevie Ray Vaughan. Right back to my interview with Chase after these words.
Do you ever wonder why you were created and what you're here to do? Then the geography of the soul will help you to find your true place in this world. The music is so inspirational, including tracks such as I Want to Be Loved, State of Grace, and ride on. James Kevin O'Connor is an internationally acclaimed singer, songwriter, music producer, entertainment agent, TV star, and a loving father who leads you to find your true place and calms your mind and soul in breathtaking ways. Buy Geography of the Soul today by James Kevin O'Connor at iTunes, CD Baby, Amazon, jameskevinoconnor.com. Geography of the Soul, a beautiful CD that you need to own today by James Kevin O'Connor.
Sponsored by the James O'Connor Agency. Any kind of unusual stories you can tell us about on stage? Anything went wrong? Anything crazy happened? Anybody set their pants on fire?
Yeah, we've had so much. I'd say one of the weirder ones was we played this Christmas festival down in downtown Riverside, and we were on stage playing, and all of a sudden this guy in a Santa suit walks up, and I figured, okay, maybe this is like the festivals had hired this guy or whatever. This is cool, whatever. We're okay, we're chilling, and all of a sudden security rushes on stage and pulls the guy off. I'm like, oh well, maybe he wasn't invited by the festival.
The bad Santa.
And then, yeah, as it turns out, the guy had walked up to my drummer's dad and had asked him, was like, can I go up on stage? And he was like, looked around, sure. And so the guy ended up getting in trouble, but that was one of those ones I was like, all right.
Yeah, you weren't ready for that one, huh?
Yeah, no.
Hey, let me just tell some of the people about some of the things you guys have, what you've been doing lately. Your 2016 album, Not Quite Legal, was nominated for Best Blues Album of the Year and Song of the Year by the International Independent Music Awards, the IMAs, joining past nominees Coco Taylor, Walter Trout, Selwyn Birchwood, and Jeff Healey. Man, not some shabby company there to be hanging with. Chase Walker also appeared on NBC's The Voice in 2016, has been highlighted in Guitar World Magazine, Guitar Player Magazine, and UltimateGuitar.com as the next big thing. You don't want to miss the Chase Walker Band. So, did you think this was going to happen to you when you first started out on this path? Did you think you were going to, have this level of success so quickly?
Well, it's been pretty quick in the grand scheme of things, but it doesn't feel, I guess, like it's been real quick, except for maybe a few times when I kind of look back and I realize that I've only been playing guitar for about 8 years now.
Right. That's a really short time for the skills you've mastered,
Yeah. So, it's been a lot of work. We haven't had a whole lot of things like The Voice and that sort of thing where they just like all of a sudden we get a huge jump in our success or anything.
Yeah.
Like it's definitely been a grind for the majority of what we've been doing, man. But no, if you'd asked me when I started out playing, where I'd be in like 5 years, I'd probably told you playing in the bedroom, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Bedroom's good because you obviously you love to play guitar, or you wouldn't have this level of skill on it. But playing in the bedroom versus festival, I think the festival wins every time.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Definitely.
Hey, you guys did you guys did a video as a tribute to Greg Allman, so we're gonna play that right now. Here it is. Check this one out, everybody.
I'm sure as you've all have heard that Greg Allman recently passed away. We'd like to do a little tribute of our own to him. Parked outside your door. Tell me what you kept me waiting 2 or 3 hours for. Tell me why wings, baby. You're up and across the floor. Please don't keep me wondering no longer. Please don't keep me wondering, baby, no longer. Think about the bad times, baby. Think about yours and mine. You got caught in the silver spoon. I thought I pulled you out in time. I'm sure you got your reasons for the way you've been lying. Please don't make me wondering, baby. No longer. Please don't make me wondering. No longer. How y'all doing today? I'm gonna go now, baby. You know that I'll be back. Well, think it over, little baby. Tell me how you gonna act. Down in the buttery valley, I'm coming back. Please don't get me wondering. Please don't get me wondering, baby. No longer. Please don't get me wondering.
Great tribute to Greg Allman. So tell us a story on that. Like, tell us about the track, the song title, and what was the reason for selecting that track?
That was a track that I think Greg had actually brought in and wanted to do was "Don't Keep Me Wondering, Man." I'd actually never really even heard the song before, but when we were setting up our set for this tour, we had planned out a certain number of originals and a certain number of covers to learn.
Right.
Because when you're playing certain gigs, certain bars, that sort of thing, you want to do more covers so that you're going to make more money.
Right.
Basically.
Yeah.
And you save the originals for shows that are like at festivals and that sort of thing.
Yeah. Right.
So I told the band just kind of bring in this number of covers that you like, and we can learn them.
Yeah.
And that was one of them. And it's definitely a killer song. And,
yeah. Great performance, man, on that. And
thank you very much.
yeah, it's very cool that you did that for the guy was what a legend. What did he do? Like 6 decades of songwriting, at least, I think. Their history back in the 70s. I remember Charlie Daniels was up and coming, and he said about the Allmans, he said, when I first heard those guys, he said, I could not believe what they were doing and the execution of that music. He said, it was just something out of, no one had ever come close to doing what they were doing, and
a lot of little nuances. Man.
Yeah, like just the whole guitar arrangements and the playing and just everything combined. It was just an amazing story. So, did you listen to a lot of Allmans like when you're growing up in your career? Just revolve back and listen to some of those classics.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
man. I dig on all genres of music for the most part. There's a few that I don't like, but. All of those old classic 60s rock guys, Leonard Skinner, the Allman Brothers, guys like the band, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like, that right there is really my wheelhouse of music, you know.
Right.
And then
right.
everything else is what I'm discovering. So,
Yeah. Well, that's a cool thing. You've got, today in 2017, we have like, what is it, 7 or 8 decades of music. I mean, you can go back further than that if you want, but it's just such a rich history of things to delve into and say, wow, listen to what's going on there. It's really amazing. Yeah. So what are you excited about next? As you're coming into like this last leg of your touring, what are you guys looking at that's like really hot on your radar that you're looking forward to?
Right now I'm looking forward to, we're playing in the Arcadia Blues Club down in LA.
Uh-huh.
Then playing the Biscuits and Blues out in San Francisco, which is going to be a good show. I've played there a few times.
Yeah.
So those would be really cool. And then we got the Banana Festival after that in Sacramento, and that's the end of our tour, man. And we go back out to Nashville to go to college. So
it's all Cali.
Yeah,
for the
it's
wrap
all
up.
Cali, man.
Yeah,
it's all downhill from here.
San Francisco is awesome. I was out there last spring. Yeah, I really enjoyed it out there. So tell us about what are you doing in school right now? Like, what are you focusing on, and what's your major? What are you doing these days in school?
Yeah, so I go to Belmont University. I'm a double major for songwriting and music business.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to be entering my sophomore year this next semester. So
awesome. Great choices, by the way. Putting the business in there. It's like, nowadays, especially, you've already got like kind of like your machine out there rolling. You've got your business machine rolling. So now more so than ever, I think, is the time to be an indie artist and take advantage of all the things you can do for yourself. Which is really, really amazing with the technology we've surrounded ourselves with.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So give us a look into your songwriting process, Chase. When you're coming up with new material, like what's the best zone for you to be in? Do you schedule your writing, or is it just like, yeah, the muse showed up today, and I'm just gonna riff and write something down? How do you come up with your music?
Well, I'll schedule my writing if I have something that I need to write, in a specific time frame. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My schedule's been too hectic and busy in these last few months to really have a specific schedule for just writing songs to write.
Right.
But for the most part, if I'm sitting down to write something, it's either because I have something that has either come to me, or because I know what I want to write about.
Right.
For instance, I have a country artist who I'm going to write a couple songs for, I think, tomorrow. And I know that, like, okay, they're going to want this kind of song with this kind of topic, with these kind of lyrics, basically, with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so with that, songwriting really is all just a matter of putting pieces together,
Yeah.
It's kind of like if anyone's ever written, the closest thing I can compare it to is probably like essay writing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Taking a writing class, because it's all the same kind of outlining and formatting and putting the right things in the right places. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What's your any favorite time of day to write for you?
I find that a lot of my creativity comes out late at night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think when your brain is tired, it stops itself from being self-conscious of ideas.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody has their sweet spot. I find more people are late night owls in the songwriting. I'm the opposite. I'm like real early. Like love to get up early, and I'm so fresh, and my mind just works that way well. I mean, not that I can't write in the evening or any time. I think we can all do that when we get hit with it. But I think you play to your strengths, especially if you're writing an album or something. It's like, when I have that going on, it's like, okay, I know when I'm my best. So I'm going to schedule 30 to 90 minutes every morning. And every morning I'll either get something, or maybe I just got a line today or a melody, but it'll go in the book, it'll go on, and it'll get recorded in some way, Hey, when you're doing like your your demos. Tell me about your process for just laying your stuff down. Do you just like do an iPhone thing? Do you use a Pro Tools or Logic, or like how do you like say, okay, I got like 2 or 3 songs, I want to just demo these before I even present them to the band? How do you do that?
Well, if I got like a new song that I've written and I want to make a recording just for people to be able to hear the song,
Right.
There are plenty of iPhone apps at this point that will record just as well as some of the apps that you can get on your computer to record, man.
Right.
At the very least, better than GarageBand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, if I'm trying to make an acoustic recording, I have this app right here that's called, I don't want to advertise for them or anything, but it is a good app. It's called Music Studio, and it's just a multi-recording app, that lets you save and wave files and all that.
Music Studio?
Yeah, Music Studio.
Oh, cool. Cool.
And it allows me to pretty much do everything I need to do with Pro Tools, because that's what I used to record with in my dorm room, is I'd hook up Pro Tools and I had a microphone and everything. But like with this, as long as you have, a good set of headphones and your phone mic, available, then you can get pretty dang good recording quality.
When you say your phone mic, are you using the actual mic that's built into the phone itself? Is that what you're?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that's a cool deal. I mean, I've been doing that for years with just the iPhone, like making notes while I'm driving in the car. It's like it's filled up with tons of stuff,
Oh, yeah.
And there's nothing better than that as far as just having the immediacy of, I just need to get the idea down, and because otherwise it's gone till who knows when. Hey, what do you say? It's time to play New State of Mind. Here we go. Chase Walker Band.
Won't you take your hand from that gun? Never meant you any harm. Only one of us is armed. Don't you do what cannot be undone. When you live in a world of hate, all around you people demonstrate how easy it is to be wrong. Even now as you take your aim, which of us will be left to blame? The unarmed man or the brutal cop? I'm a man with regrets, maybe poor but I do my best. Life can be so unkind. If you could see past the way I look or the way I dress, maybe stop being so blind. You might find a new state of mind. Is this the way things are supposed to be? People dying in the streets. Am I just another one? Was a good man before today. The bills of life can get so hard to pay. Living on both sides of the gun. I'm a man with regrets. Maybe poor, but I do my best. Life can be so unkind. If you sense is gone. Desperate times call for desperate men, guided by a shaky hand. Just one shot and I'm moving on. I was a man with regrets. I was poor but I did my best. Life was so unkind. If you could have seen past the way I looked or the way I dressed, maybe I would still be alive. I hope you find a new state of mind.
Yeah, new state of mind. That was pretty awesome, man. How did you get the inclination to write that one, Chase?
That one, so I've written 2 songs on that album about law enforcement and everything that was going on in the news in this last year.
Right. Okay.
And that one I'd written after everything had already kind of blown up. Because the first one I'd written before and was more inspired by stuff that I'd seen, and then everything blew up. And so that one, I'd been watching the news, and I'd kind of thought about, it wouldn't be a cool perspective, okay. So music is a very good platform to project ideas on, because as a species, we tend to connect with things more when they rhyme. When you have a phrase that rhymes, you're going to connect with it more than a phrase that doesn't rhyme, even if it says the same thing.
Right.
So basically, I decided, I have this point of view on the topic. So why don't I give, maybe some people a perspective of what, of a side they're not being able to see currently, with this idea of the perspective from the either, whoever's point of view who's being stopped by a police officer and not wanting to be shot, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because it's oftentimes it's easy to just kind of throw people to the wayside and say that they're, thugs or criminals and stuff like that, but you don't understand that they're all actually people.
Yeah.
So, yeah, basically.
Awesome, man. Great. Really love it. Love the title and great song. Yeah. Hey, tell me about social media. What is your favorite jam on social media? What do you stay with?
For the most part, my social media, we're on Facebook, Twitter, on Instagram. That's what we're most up on right now.
Right. You stay with those 3.
Yep.
Yeah, cool. That's a smart move. Getting caught up in all of it is a little crazy. It's too much out there right now. Yeah. All right, man. Well, listen, we're wrapping up now, so I want to just thank you so much, Chase Walker, for being here on the Dharmic Evolution, man. Awesome music. I love what you're doing, and keep it up with the touring and everything. And next time I'm in Nashville, I'll definitely be looking you up, man. We'll go out and get a cup of coffee or a beer or something. I'd love to just
absolutely,
do a little masterminding together and see what you're up to. So,
sure,
Chase
man.
Walker, thanks so much for being a part of the Dharmic Evolution.
Thank you.
There is a brand new musical act out on the airwaves called Mercy. It's spiritual. It's the truth unleashed, with scripture delivered by Chaplain Christine Mercy, along with drums, guitars, pianos, violins. Behold, it's the brand new album from Mercy, titled I Am Victorious. I'm going home, back to the throne. Victorious, it's glorious. I've many rooms in my Father's house. For all of us, it's glorious. Learn to trust in His name. Just recorded in the Music City on the world-famous Music Row in Nashville, Tennessee. Download the album or pick up the actual CD copy of I Am Victorious right now on iTunes, Amazon, and CD Baby. And keep your eyes and ears open for the live performance tour of Mercy coming soon. This message is sponsored by the James O'Connor Agency. Done Lovin', Red House, Don't Call Me Tonight, and New State of Mind. Touring all over California, but heading back to school in Nashville in September. Handling a double major in songwriting and music business, Chase will be part of the leadership of this new music business. Hey, if you have not yet, you should head over to the James O'Connor Agency. If you have not visited this site, you got to check it out. A lot of artists around the world are starting to check in, take advantage of all the things this agency is offering them. No matter where you are in your career, we've got your back. Check out our Copper plan on the site. Your brand in a 30-second TV and radio commercial broadcast for 1 month on 3 to 5 TV and radio stations run at the same time with a good frequency, 1 to 7 days per week. This package is for local TV and radio stations, and we will broadcast your brand and your message up to 125,000 people in your area. Hey, here's another one. Do you need funding for your next album project? Well, go to thejamesoconnoragency.com. Let us connect you to the how to get funded. It's easier than you think. Find out what we do for singer-songwriters, musical artists, as well as authors, speakers, and thought leaders. We also want to encourage you to visit dharmicevolution.com. Check out your show and blog profile right now. If you've been on the show, you're now on the site. Chase is up on the site, and people all around the world are logging in to see and hear all about Chase Walker and his music. That's it for me today. I'm your host for the Dharmic Evolution, James Kevin O'Connor, singer-songwriter, audio-video artist, master storyteller, and international talent agent. So until the next time when we meet again, I'll either see you on the socials or I'll see you on TV.
I remember where I was the first time that I heard your voice. Do you remember where you were the first time that you made that choice? You're my favorite song. You've been stuck in my heart for such a long, long time. You're my favorite song. You got a way of making me feel that you're mine. You would always close the wound right before I would bleed to death. Your infectious melody will be with me till my last deep breath. But you're my favorite song. You've been stuck in my heart for such a long, long time. You're my favorite song. You got a way of making me feel that you're mine. Oh, you know I love a 00. Hey baby, you're the perfect size for me. Oh, and how I love those yellow stilettos. You always knew how to annihilate